Welcome to another live episode of the Sharkprenuer podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Green. Today with me are David and Dana Hagstrom from davidanddana.com. David and Dana, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth, for inviting us. We are delighted to be here.
Indeed.
All right. Awesome. So tell the folks watching and listening with us who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, I'm Dana and this is David. That's pretty obvious, but we are online marketing coaches and we work with the emerging, coach, the Christian coach. Do you want to tell a little bit about what we do?
Sure. We coach online marketers, and a special sweet spot for us is those that are second career Christian coaches and affiliate marketers. We love to work with them to help them develop their business and bring it to a place of being profitable in the marketplace.
Awesome. I see obviously the cross on the wall behind you. You yourself are a second career online marketer. Talk a little bit about how your journey, because you did not take the normal path to online marketing. Talk a little bit about your journey.
Sure. I was a parish pastor for 35 years and Dana was a paralegal. And just a tiny snippet of my story is I ended up as a executive pastor doing long-range planning, strategic planning, and coaching staff members in a huge church, and then got downsized at 58 and ended up in a small country church where I just didn't fit. And after a few years there, Dana and I looked at each other, and I had done some work with the retirement numbers. And I said, we need to keep on working another 6-8 years unless we do something radical. And I was sort of half joking here. And I said, pick up and move to Mexico.
Well, I didn't know he was joking, but I did. Our sweet little, country church was struggling, and we're big city kids fitting in a country church. It just wasn't a good fit. And we're always asking God, why are we here? And so the idea of moving to Mexico, I'm like, let's do it. It just came out of my mouth. I blurted it out. And
it took us a few months to do our due diligence, but less than a year, we were here in Mexico and sort of looked at each other and said, what now? And we had dabbled with, we had each had an online store selling things by drop shipping probably 10, 12 years ago. And so
we've done some network marketing. And we were blogging. We were blogging our whole
journey to retirement.
Yeah. So we were learning all along.
So we were blogging. We started doing some affiliate marketing in addition to the network marketing you had going on.
Yeah.
And then, I can still remember a particular night when the journey changed again. We were sitting in our hotel room at a conference and met with our mentors, and he looked at me after going over our next 90-day plan and said, okay, you need to be out there coaching yourself. And boy, I didn't necessarily feel ready to be coaching in this space. But in retrospect, he was right. And what I realized now looking back is that all the skills that I had built up in ministry, doing planning and strategy work for churches, I was now bringing into our business online. And the sweet spot for me in ministry had been coaching other staff. So it was just natural to start coaching other people that were in this space.
Yeah.
Wow. So that is, again, an absolutely fascinating journey. So talk a little bit, because you have a business coaching others. Talk a little bit about the business that underlies that. Talk about how that business still works, and how you're serving in that business as well.
Okay. with our coaching, we have products. We have designed what we call Your Pathway to Profit. It's a course, but it's a curriculum that we use in our coaching as well. It's, when marketers are just getting started, they don't necessarily know where to go, what to do first. And, you can do it yourself. You can watch a lot of videos. You can follow a lot of, gurus and experts out there, but they're all going to have a little different message. And how do you know who to trust and what to do in what order? So by a lot of the trial and error that we've been through, and his strategy brain, we've put these products together. And
we had started with what so many people do of buying this course and buying that course and buying another course and following somebody's advice. And we'd put little pieces together here and there. And we got to the place where, in terms of coaching, we were pretty good at answering people's questions and helping them at whatever area of marketing they wanted to work on. But at some point, it just became clear to us of all these different pieces that we'd done. If we had just started at this point and done them in order and put them together in a way that made sense, we would have accomplished built our business so much faster, and we could help others to do the same. And so we got to the place where we could ask people a series of questions and pretty quickly figure out where they were in the business development process and where they needed to focus their energy. Exactly. And once we did that, we put together our own course, and we are excited to be able to lead people through that because we see them making progress so much more quickly.
I love that you did that, because if you think about it, I have literally rooms filled wall to wall with bookshelves of hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of products and courses and stuff I've taken over the years. And now people send us their stuff all the time because they want to be on the show. And I'm like, man, I wish I had time to read this all. I wish I could get someone to go read it for me and distill out what I needed and kind of give me like a book report. So I love that you kind of put like a Cliff Notes version of taking the best from everything and coming up with a step-by-step process. Who are the types of folks that you're coaching? Who's an ideal customer or client for you?
Well, as I mentioned, the ideal client is a second career Christian coach or affiliate marketer that we can help to build the framework for their online business. Or if they've already got a good start, we can help them discern what are the next steps and take them the next steps on their journey.
I love that you make your faith such an integral part of that. It just shines through. So how are you identifying? So second career Christian folks who are in this space, how are you attracting those folks to you now?
Well, I'll have to be honest here. We have just decided to focus on that particular niche. We have up to this point just said coaches and affiliate marketers, and we have decided that we want to focus in more. We're still happy to work with anybody in that space, but a particular sweet spot and the people we tend to attract, and it's probably just by who we are those that are second career and that share our faith.
Right.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on making that decision. Obviously, further refining that target market is going to help you, because if you market specifically to that niche and share that story of your transition, you will attract more folks than you can handle, which is the number one problem you want to get. For the folks that you're working with now, what are you finding are some of the biggest mistakes that they're making or the challenges that they're having that you're helping them get through?
There are three pieces that we tend to find. One is that as they've been building their business, they're missing a particular piece that we can help them identify and put in place. The second thing is that they're often doing things in the wrong order. For example, they're working on ads or they're working on social media attracting customers on social media, and they don't know yet who exactly they're serving. And we want to get, clear on the foundation elements before we get to the more advanced elements. So we make sure that they've got those in place. We want to make sure they have a clear vision for their business, that they know exactly what problem they solve for someone else, that they can identify clearly their target market, and that they know exactly how they're going to monetize their business. And we may spend a while on those things before we get to the quote exciting stuff later.
And we
Absolutely. Paul says, David and Dana, great story. Cool to see that it all starts when you stop learning and start contributing and teaching others. I think that is so important, because a lot of times people get trapped in paralysis analysis. They want to keep learning. They want to have it all figured out before they move forward. And, the universe has to fill a vacuum, and they don't create the vacuum because they never get started. So I love that you took that leap. And I find that by teaching, we learn more than twice. I love teaching stuff that I've learned, because it makes me rethink it and relearn it at a different level when we get to share it with others. So what are, you mentioned building the foundation first before they get to the sexy part. So you're literally giving them, what they need so that you can then deliver what they want. What is the change that you want to see in the world? What impact are you trying to have by sharing what you are? Because I know you're so purpose driven.
I feel called. I feel like God has given me the ability to cheer people on. And so how we want to, or how I at least want to make a difference, is I want to walk alongside people that maybe not know exactly how they're going to, affect the world and impact the world, and give them the tools and give them the encouragement to do that, to help them find that gold mine inside, so that they can make a bigger impact on the world. And so that's why we're here.
Yeah. And I'm really a teacher at heart. And so as I walk with people through testing the foundation for their business, and then our second stage is building their pipeline for profit, and our third stage, releasing the flow of leads and cash. As I walk through each of those with people and can see the aha moments and see them begin to have success, that just lights me up.
Absolutely. What are, you're giving advice every day, you're counseling and coaching people. What's the best advice you ever got?
Oh, wow. The best. To be consistent, I think, is, find something that you can do over and over and over. And this isn't just in business. I mean, I think back to when we were in an exercise club together, in a kickboxing club, and, they had us eating these special foods and eating at certain times of the day. And the big thing they taught us, and I carried this over into other aspects of our life and our business, is can you sustain this? Can you do this over and over and over, a rinse and repeat?
For years and years.
For years and years. And so that's what it's all about, is that consistency, finding something that you can resonate with, that you get so excited about, that you can do over and over and over again. And so that's what I like to help people do, is to find what is it that makes it's authentic for them, so they don't have to be who they're not. When we were first getting started, I was always trying to be like someone else. And there was another nugget of truth. Don't try to be like someone else. You can't do it. You don't know how to do it, but you do know how to be yourself. And so that kind of goes in line with be consistent. Be consistently you.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, David.
One of the big pieces of advice we got early on from, it seemed like everybody and their brother, was that we needed to focus on developing our mindset. And honestly, at the beginning, we thought, well, what's all that all about? We've got a good positive mindset. We don't need to worry about that. And the farther we got in our journey, the more we realized we needed to go back and focus on developing our own mindset. And there's a lot of aspects to that. And there's some, a lot of great teachers out there about that. We do some teaching on that ourselves. But basically, the attitude and energy you bring to life, you're gonna see reflected in your results you see. So if you can approach each day with gratitude and are excited to get out of bed and get to work, you're going to see some fruit from that.
Absolutely. I know that you have never stopped learning. What are some of the most influential books from your life and your career, other than the Bible, which I know you would name first?
Yeah. Oh dear. He took it. Influential. Well, you really like that series by Russell Brunson.
Oh yeah, his Secrets trilogy is excellent, and there are a lot of excellent books out there in the business world. I've been reading some by Michael Michalowicz recently that I've really enjoyed.
I think what's been a real life changer for me is Hal Elrod's book, The Morning Miracle, or The Miracle Morning, and employing those tactics into my life. So
yeah, absolutely. Mike Michalowicz has been on the show, friend of the show. Love Profit First, Fix This Next. Those are all great books. We have the ClickFunnels trilogy. Russell's obviously been a friend of the show and been on several times. And yes, all great recommendations. What advice would you give to that second career Christian who is looking to get out of his corporate America rat race? He doesn't want the cubicle anymore. He wants to go do something that is more meaningful in his life. Where do you start?
Well, I would say get in touch with us and let's talk.
Yes.
And see, what are the sweet spots in their life, and what are the skills that they bring, and how would they really enjoy bringing themselves to the marketplace.
Right. We
Awesome.
have a series of questions that we can ask them to kind of dig inside things they've maybe not thought of before. And, we can shed some light, help them uncover that gold mine inside.
Yeah. So many people reach the point that I was, my late 50s, and find themselves needing to make some kind of change and say, well, I don't really know what I could do other than what I've always done. And the fact is that over a career, they have developed so many skills and so many strengths. It's just a matter of identifying them and channeling them into a new direction.
That is a great recommendation. For our folks who are watching and listening and want to learn more about your process, where is the best place for us to send them?
To our website, daviddana.com.
That's David, the letter N, Dana.com.
And right away, they'll see an offer for our solution framework, which will help them to find leads. That's a great way to get to know us. Or they can go down to the bottom of the page, look at our blog. There's contact information there as well.
Awesome. What else? I know your time's incredibly valuable. What else do you want to share with our audience that I didn't think to ask you?
Well, as part of this new branding, we are going to be promoting or focusing a little bit more on my books. I have 4 published books now. We just published the 4th. I do a devotional series where I'm doing Bible. I walk through the Bible. It's my reflection. So it's not an in-depth commentary or anything like that, but I did it for people who are busy and want to connect with God and want to read the Bible, but maybe don't know where to start. And so I not only have these books published, but that's a result of a blog I've been writing for the last, I don't know, is it 4 years now? Every day, a daily blog. So that's that's another way you can get to know me. I just pour myself out.
We can feel that coming through. That's absolutely incredible that you turn that. I mean, that's a whole separate business right there. That we could have a whole separate conversation about. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Seth Green for Sharkprenuer with David and Dana Hagstrom. Make sure you check out davidanddana.com. David and Dana, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Seth.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.